Hello aspirants, welcome to our channel DISC Civil Services in Detail, guiding aspirants to become officers. Today, we are going to discuss a highly important topic. It's a must watch for every aspirant. The real truth exposed: IAS, IPS officers and their mysterious stories. It's a kind of facts and myths busted. You might be thinking, what is the reason for choosing this topic? As ma'am always says, you have to work hard to achieve your dreams. But why she is talking about this myths, reality, truth and everything? The reason for choosing this topic is yes. Haryana's IPS officers. Puran Kumar committed suicide and claims caste discrimination, political pressure, seniors harassment are the few reasons, and he left 8 pages note. Just imagine, after being into service for so many years, he committed suicide, and he is not the first one who did this. And he is IAS officer's wife. His wife is IAS officer and she is now claiming for sit, and she is saying truth has to be exposed. And yes, national outrage is there. Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi came on to stage and they said it's a crime. And since ages, this oppression against Dalits has been going on. It has to be stopped now. So keeping all this aside, in this article we are going to discuss about these IAS, IPS officers. Their glory. What is the dark side? What are the myths? What are the facts? What is the truth? What is the ground reality? And what happens once they become officers? Here we are going to discuss about from preparation to posting, then to practical implementation of their learning, training, probation period, and once they get into the field as officers, what happens? In this article, of course, we are not going to discuss any content or second year C reforms or code of conduct, PYQs or expected questions. But this is highly important for you as you are going to become a future bureaucrat or IPS officer who is going to shape the lives of the people. Lakhs of aspiring minds, young brains prepare for this prestigious exam. And you put lots of effort, your blood and sweat to get into that position. But after it getting into that position, why it's happening? He is not the one. There are many before this instant. We are going to discuss about that too. So what is the code of conduct? What UPSC is saying? What government is doing? What are the ethical perspectives? So you are testing the best brains and then sending them for the toughest training and sending into the field as the best officers. Even after teaching ethics, why there is corruption, why there is bribery, and you are giving them the best trainings, but still there are deaths and suicides. Why? So what's your task and what are you doing? You are testing at mains, prelims, mains and interview level, even the medical test. But since these kind of incidents happening, and the one who are committing suicide are not the normal people, the most dynamic officers. Let's discuss in detail. So Durga Shakti Nagpal, the name we heard many times. Anil Swarup, Annamalai, the most dynamic IPS officer. And these are the people who fought against sand mafia, coal mafia, mining, and they challenged the politicians and powerful people. Of course, they faced many challenges in their tough times, but they were stood tall, so strong. And on other side, officers like Puran Kumar, DK Ravi, Anurag Tiwari, Mukesh Pandey, Sanjeev Dubey, Vijay Shankar. These are the strongest and toughest officers. They are both IAS and combined. But still they committed suicide. What is the reason behind that? And DK Ravi, you might have known him. He's the one who fought against the corruption. And he's the toughest officer. And many of you might have known that he is from Andhra Pradesh. The day when he selected, it was like celebration at our IAS study circle. I still remember. But when the news came that he committed suicide, everyone was like devastated. So these are the people whom we see as an inspiration. as a motivation. Seeing them we feel like yes, हमको IAS बनना ही है, बन के दिखाएंगे. लेकिन what happens with these kind of incidents? What kind of message this is giving to the society and the young brains? Actually what happens for taking such a drastic step? वहां तक जाने के लिए उतना मेहनत करते हो, वहां जाने के बाद खड़े नहीं हो पा रहे हो. What is that stopping you? Taking such a drastic step. Are you not able to cope up? Or is this the system failure? Or it is because of the lack of coordination, communication? On October 10th, we are talking about World Mental Health Day, and even the central government announced Telemanas. This is an initiative exclusively handling these mental health problems. Of course, in this era of so much of what it's called work pressure and everything, everyone needs someone to speak, to share. But these people are something different. They are they are like demigods for lakhs of students. The one who is going to give inspiration is committing such kind of incidents. Just imagine. मतलब इतने सालों में सर्विस में रहने के बाद भी, उतने स्ट्रॉन्ग पोजीशन में रहने के बाद भी, and he clearly said, he left 8 pages suicide note and clearly mentioned the harassment which he passing through since last many years, and the discrimination and the oppression. So UPSC is conducting exams and recommending, and it is testing your knowledge, and then it is sending for the toughest training, and you are coming from Lapsana, from UPSC, of course, either it's Karol Bagh or Rajendra Nagar or Ashok Nagar or Bangalore or Ananagar, whatever it may be. From there you are going to UPSC, and then from there you are going to Lapsana, and from there you are going to the cadres allocated. But still, once coming onto the field, either you have to be like successful officer, or you have to be like a role model like Annamalai. But what is this kind of, how can we stop these kind of acts? See the level of training, see the level of toughness, see the level of courage, see the level of fearlessness you show in your training. On one side we are seeing a successful officers, and another side, this is what happens. And here the few incidents where he mentioned about he repeatedly complained, as the others committed, showing lots of discrimination, and there's lots of foul play, and that's the reason she is requesting for sit in his death case, and she filed that FIR compiling all those things. हाँ, बनूंगा IAS, हाँ बनूंगी IPS, वही लेके ठान के बैठ के इतने सालों मेहनत करने के बाद, आपकी जो मेहनत है, आपके पेरेंट्स की जो मतलब आपकी कामयाबी के लिए आपके पेरेंट्स ने या गुरुस ने या रिलेटिव्स ने, फ्रेंड्स ने, वेलविशर्स ने, जो भी हो, इतना मेहनत करते वक्त आपको जितना भरोसा दिया है, एंड यू शुड डेफिनेटली स्टैंड सो स्ट्रॉन्ग एज एन इंस्पिरेशन, एज ए पिलर फॉर द नेक्स्ट जनरेशंस. वहां तक जाने के लिए कितना मेहनत किया होगा, वहां जाने के बाद क्या कर रहे हो? सी रिसेंटली we have come across few articles relevant to few IPS officers like CV Anand Garu, such a wonderful officer. Recently he posted a statement in Instagram or something where he said like he is taking charge of Special Chief Secretary Home Department, and transfers of postings are very common in government services, and he developed the attitude of do your best in whatever post you are in. When you went to traffic branch, people thought it was a punishment posting, but 15 years later he feels like it was 3.5 years which were most challenging and gave him maximum satisfaction in terms of service to public. He works as SP, DCP, DIG, CP, ACB. See the level of exposure, the level of experience, the level of maturity, the level of presentation, the level of thinking. This is what one should have. उनको challenges नहीं आए होंगे. Even the Sajnar, he recently shifted from this RTC department, and we all know how dynamic he is. And recently Sanjeev Chopra is a former director of Lapsana. He clearly stated few statements. Civil servants are not celebrities. Young officers should avoid excessive self-promotion on social media. And he made other statements too. Like UPSC enters its, as we all know, it is celebrating 100 years birthday. So what are the challenges in the system and how it can be tackled? Optimism is definitely essential for personal growth and national progress. Problems exist only until solutions are found. So plan B should be plan A. Referring Pratibha Setu, he mentioned after becoming, मतलब interviews attend करने के बाद, don't feel like you lost everything. You have another options too, to gain a degree, work, achieve financial independence. Then prepare for UPSC. Reducing family burden and building real world skills is your main responsibility instead of sitting for years together. हम सब ने वो mistakes किए हैं. And what skill set should officers build? Yes, they are not domain specialists, they are not contact specialists, but like a newsroom editor, every officer or aspirant must synthesize inputs, align with political vision, ensure legality, financial viability, and last mile delivery. And most importantly, he mentioned few statements like, yes, staying steady in the system is very much important for an IAS ho, yeah, IPS ho, yeah, income tax ka ho, IRS ho, whoever it might be. And he advises officers to read, reflect, and keep personal interest. That will help to restore perspective and motivation. That is very much important. Mental health balancing is very much important. सोशल मीडिया में एक क्लियर रेड लाइन रखो. ज़्यादा मतलब उसके ऊपर डिपेंड मत करना. डोंट एक्सपोज योर सेल्फ प्रमोशन उतना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी नहीं है. सर्विंग इंस्टीट्यूशनल कम्युनिकेशन एंड रिपब्लिक इंटरेस्ट इज मच. और पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म जो है, ऑफिशियल प्लेटफॉर्म्स जो है, उनके जरिए पब्लिक थ्रू communicate karo. And most importantly, autonomy depends on context. As DM, you have considerable freedom if you are clear, well informed, grounded on the constitution and law. You can bring political leadership on the same page. This is what he mentioned. Decisions must be transparent and fair. You talk about accountability, you talk about transparency, you talk about integrity, you talk about courage. When it's coming into practical implementation, क्या हो रहा है? ट्रेनिंग टू पोस्टिंग लिंकेज जो है, क्लासरूम लर्निंग जो है, एक्सपोजर टू डाइवर्सिटी जो है, और लेटरल एक्सपोजर एट मतलब जूनियर और असिस्टेंट लेवल, और फेसिंग द सीनियर्स, और फेसिंग द पॉलिटिशियंस, और फेसिंग द टफ पीपल, और इवन द गून्स एंड एवरीथिंग. यू हैव टू बी रेडी टू हैंडल एनी काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशंस. उसके लिए कोई आके आपको नहीं बताएगा क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. यू हैव टू बी स्ट्रांग. So I just thought to choose this topic to make you realize nearly 3 to 4 years of your energy, time. Don't say that 1 year में officer बन गए, 2 साल में officer बन गए. नहीं. 3 to 4 years you are putting your precious time, energy, your youth, your aspirations, your everything. And वहाँ जाने के बाद make sure that should be able to be in a position that you should shape the lives of lakhs of people, and you should be like inspirations to generations. ऐसे थॉट्स आएंगे, बहुत आएंगे, हर जगह आएंगे. हर जगह कोई ना कोई ठोकने वाला मिलेगा. कैसे आगे बढ़ना है वो सोचो. And for choosing this topic is one of the main reason is it really such a tragic incident. मतलब जिन ऑफिसर्स को हम रोल मॉडल्स की तरह देखते हैं, वही खुद ब्रेक डाउन हो जाते हैं और इस तरह के डिसीजंस लेते हैं. एंड इट्स हैपनिंग अगेन एंड अगेन. मैंने यहाँ कोई ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन डालने की कोशिश नहीं की, क्योंकि व्हाट आर द रीजंस फॉर हिज सुसाइड एंड व्हाट आर द रीजंस फॉर हिज सुसाइड एंड व्हाट आर द रीजंस फॉर हिज डेथ, व्हाट आर द मिस्टीरियस स्टोरीज बिहाइंड, बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू टेक आउट और पुल आउट द controversial names and stories on board. I just wanted to share information and make you aware. This is what happens. So you always talk about the glory, and you always talk about these celebrations. What about the dark side? What about the truth and facts? What about the challenges which you have to face? Be ready. वो डेमीगॉड का, वो गॉड फिगर का, मतलब वो जो स्टेटस रहता है, that's very instant. And the one which makes you stand so strong for a long time, sustain रहना है, तो you have to be the toughest. And this is the reason for choosing this topic. And you may get a question in upcoming mains on this topic, definitely, either from ethics or governance or from code of conduct perspective. इसके relevant content मैं अपने telegram pdf में डालूंगी. Please go through that once again. So this is all about this article. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much.